Hey, that looks like it worked. Well, not looks like.
Or keep
Sounds like
hard out and to your left.
You know what I mean.
Lollipop has said I'm dead. Here he is.
Nice. Epic with the birds. Getting all kinds of fun out of it. Good sound effects too. That was lucky. Yeah.
Jenny said, hey, thank you, Lola. Zeppelin Dustin said, hi, all welcome to the show.
Get it. Get it. Just a little more.
Yo, everybody.
Coming close.
Little surf session going on for you. Me and I don't know which surf session this is. Whoever is out there with me, I'm sure they're killing it.
Definitely got the most out of that.
Bananas filming, I can hear that.
Ooh, right around that guy.
I like the song. I should.
Yeah, take it in. Take it in.
She's like, take it in, hurry up, come home.
Right to the sand. Boom.
Boom.
Welcome to the Blind Surfer Show.
Indeed. Welcome to the Blind Surfer Show. It's not so much technical difficulties when the chat lady decides not to work. We just call that par for the course. Because chat lady doesn't always feel like talking. Like,
Papa said,
there we
hey,
go.
Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. Hey, Lola. Hey, blind husband. Hey,
Jenny
ABC
said,
Jenny.
hi, it is eh.
Hello, everybody.
At Zachman SM asks, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can totally hear you, Zach man. What is going on there, Zach man? How you doing?
7808 said, hey, blind fisherman.
Hey, blind fisherman.
How's
Hey,
the
blind
first week
husband.
of school?
Oh, school. Why are people back to school so early? This is early. I didn't go back to school when I was a
Fisherman
kid.
27 said, I am a crack open an icy coke.
When I was just a little kid, I didn't go back to school until after Labor Day. I remember Danny from Arkansas. He was in the chat a little while ago, and he said he was going back to school like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then I found out the people in Australia, I think it was Australia, or was it New Zealand? They don't even get summer vacation, which just seems absolutely ludicrous to me. We actually have a couple people visiting. They're not here right now. They're at the beach because that's what you do when you go to San Diego. There's some people visiting on their summer vacation.
The Blind Surfer Show is brought to you by Blind Penguin Frothing Hand Soap. Order a mystery box, pump the nozzle, and see if you can determine the scent just by smell. When you're ready to know for sure, peel to reveal. Order today at blindpenguin.com.
Yes, indeed. You know, I always complain about it being like really hot in here. And it's not necessarily, well, it's just been hot. Like, I think it's been hot everywhere for everybody this whole summer. And not necessarily for me, like I don't like being uncomfortable, but the thing I'm most scared of is the cameras overheating and dying. Hey, thanks for the follow on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? Because I have sound effects. Like if the camera becomes disconnected, that's one thing. Like it's a USB disconnection. The camera will go doot, doot. For some reason it'll give me the notification on a USB disconnection. However, if the camera just dies, maybe it needs to like have that signal or I don't know, but when the camera dies, and it has happened before, nothing. There's no signal whatsoever. There's no noise. I have a bunch of different noises that happen in the left ear related to certain notifications, and then the camera notifications in the right ear. But if the thing overheats and just turns off, I won't know. So that's why I'm always like, oh no, it's hot in here. I have like a pile of fans pointed at me. So I recommend, what I need everybody to do is just pay attention to the entire show, nonstop, for, you know, from the moment I start until the moment I finish. And anytime, if the screen goes black, you all have to go crazy in notifications and get in touch with me and let me know, because I won't know. That's my fear about it. That's one of the reasons why I come in here and I go, I'm hot. So what's up, everybody?
Startup said WSP Pete.
Hey, that's funny. They're starting him up. Trent, haven't heard from him in quite a while.
What is your last book you read?
Last book, well, right now, because everybody has been telling me I read literary, lit RPG. It's like the style that I really like. Now, I like the Red Rising series. I like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, all those popular things. But I've been reading lit RPG, which basically is like playing a video game for a blind person. It's kind of cool, actually. I was reading and by reading, I mean listening to on Audible. I was doing the Path of Ascension books, and I listened to all those. I think there's like 13 or 14. He Who Fights with Monsters, I think 13 or 14 of those. My favorite has been The Primal Hunter, again, like 13 or 14 of those. But everybody keeps telling me to listen to Dungeon Crawler Carl. And I just started last week. It's been slow going because I've been excessively busy this week for some reason. But I'm just getting going with Dungeon Crawler Carl. It started a little slow, but all the lit RPGs, like I said, it's basically a video game. And so the characters, as you're introduced to them, are weak. They're lame. They're like not doing, they're like level 1, 0 powers whatsoever. So the beginning of the books are kind of like, here's what happened to the world. Here's how they end up in basically the equivalent of a game. And then they all end up like, killing like a hedgehog or some stupid little creature as they're just getting going. So this book features a dude named Carl and his cat named Princess Donut. Well, technically it's his girlfriend's cat, but he's stuck with her. And they are in a dungeon that is beneath the surface of Earth, and they're trying to fight/find their way through it. So I'm just getting going on it. The narrator, I will say, is fantastic. That's like a big thing for me, is voices in life. I still remember there was a girl in Boston that I started to date for a while ago, long time ago. And she was an absolute knockout. Like, I had a fair amount of vision, but, not that great. But I could see her when I got close. So such things were important at the time. But when I would call her on the phone, just bad Boston accent. Oh, I had a terrible day at work, Peter. I couldn't stand my boss, and my coworkers were a bunch of assholes. And I'm like, oh my... I couldn't do her life. I couldn't do her life listening to this girl. Voices are important to me. Who would have thought it? A blind guy who became a voice actor thinks voices are important. So, love the narrator of Dungeon Crawler Carl. He's super fun, does a bunch of different voices, all recognizable. Didn't like that girl that I was dating in my 20s, so called that one off.
You're reading Dungeon Crawler Carl too. I just started that book too. LOL, my girlfriend thought I'd like it.
That girls kept telling me that...
Dublin Dusband said he is officially a blind husband.
Yeah, girls kept telling me that I would like... Oh, yeah, and finally, blind husband.
At Terminate 1 said Pete.
Hey. What's up, Danny?
Have you ever read/listened to The Most Dangerous Game about a mob being stuck on an island and being hunted by an old rich dude?
No, but it sounds like the theme of a lot of movies out there. A mob being stuck on an island hunted by an old rich dude. It's kind of like Lord of the Flies with an old rich dude thrown in there, or maybe The Hunger Games or something like that. And blind husband, you can't see it, but I finally remembered to wear my wedding ring. I never had one. I've lived many decades of my life without a wedding ring until Banana and I got married. And I gotta say, I cannot get used to it. And the thing effing hurts. I got this my ring is massive. It's really... the part I forgot to tell when I was doing the big voice activate the other night was the fact that we didn't have wedding bands when we went to go do our ceremony because we weren't expecting to exchange vows or bands. We just thought we were signing paperwork. I just happened to have this ring laying around, and I happen to have another ring that I gave to Banana. This one's huge. First of all, it's a size like 9.5, and I do have pretty meaty fingers, so it stays on there for the most part, but it's really thick. And I'll say the other day, like, Banana was on the couch and like, talk about me being a gigantic wuss, but like I gave her my hand. She's like, help me up. So I reached down and she grabbed my hand and smushed my ring finger with this big fat ring on it between my pinky and my middle finger, and the two fingers smashed against the ring, and I was like, oh, you hurt my bones. She was like incredulous. She's like, are you serious? Like, that hurt? That actually hurt? I'm like, yeah, that actually hurt. And this damn ring is so heavy, like, I notice it throughout the day. So unless I'm going anywhere or doing something in particular, I do not wear the thing. So if you catch me not wearing my wedding ring on the show, or if you see me out in public and I'm not wearing it, it's not trying to be sneaky. Blind people can't be very sneaky with the text-to-speech from our phones, reading everything out loud all the time. Not trying to be sneaky. I just
said hi, Sarah.
Just kind of hate wearing it. Hi, good evening. I do...
Pet Augustin's robot said welcome to chat.
Look at that. My robot is welcoming
Pete's
people.
text-to-speech may read your messages out loud, so feel free to chat.
Mm-hmm.
You can also call 760-517-6844 to leave a message for Pete to be played on his next show.
That's my robot. My friendly robot is in the chat telling you guys how you can get in touch with me.
Pete Gustin said welcome.
So Pete Gustin's robot. Hey, is that going to be Lola?
Lola Topors just cheered 200 bits. My dad used to work around dangerous machines, so he couldn't wear his ring either. His response was always, "I'm not married, my wife is."
I don't know how the wife would appreciate hearing that, but same thing with thank you for the follow on YouTube, making Skylar's head appear. The little doggy door is open tonight. Skylar could come in here if she wanted to, but I think she's too busy being a princess on a perch somewhere. I don't know if she's going to come visit. My dad never wore his either. He also worked with cars his whole life, and I believe he had some sort of an accident. This is the story I was told when I was very young, and I might be remembering it correctly or not, but I think that his battery, or that his ring, made contact with a battery or something that conducted electricity while he was working on a car, and it actually deformed the ring to the point that I think he had to have it cut off, or it was very difficult to get off. And I dated a girl whose dad was an electrician, and one of the guys he was working with, his ring made contact with something electric, and it blew up his finger, as it was described to me, like blew it up. And I did meet the guy, and he didn't have a ring finger, like couldn't put his ring on that finger because that thing was gone. So yeah, there are hazards to wearing it, but I feel relatively safe sitting here hanging out with you guys talking tonight. And like I said, the title of this one is You Type, I Hear It. So when I press the button...
At Lamidie Carissa said, I was married to my ex-husband for a little over 13 years.
That's a long time. That's a long time.
Before we separated, and I've been fighting for divorce ever since I wore my ring until I caught him cheating.
No, that's a good reason to take it off.
Devlin Fisherman 27 said my dad is a mechanic and he still wears his ring.
He does? He's more daring than
Devlin
most.
Desmond said our dentist got hit by a car, degloved her entire hand.
Whoa, that's rough if you're a dentist.
7808 said, I've been good, Danny. How is school going?
I wonder how slow. So I like that robot lady. That's the one that I always have a tough time getting going. But she's always behind because she speaks slow. So the other robot lady is the one that I just put up on the screen. She takes a little while to get going, but she tends to be a little bit more real time, though she is a little bit robotic. Hold on, did I break it? Is it working?
Replying to Twitch, the link at Sarahcam 7808.
Okay. Well, they're supposedly working. The robot ladies are supposedly working tonight.
At Sarahcam 7808 says, can you buy any cool new cars, Trent?
Trent is always buying new cars, even though
At Stardom Up says my dad doesn't wear his ring because it's too small for his finger.
Well, that you can
Devlin
fix.
Fisherman 27 says, no, we don't talk about the S word around here.
That you can get it resized.
Latripos says, hey Pete, I hope you're hungry. I hear some folks have channel points.
Uh-oh, lots and lots of channel points.
Says it's fine, Sarah, boring.
School is boring.
At Ririmer 4978 says, hi Sarah, love
hey,
you,
Riri.
sweet lady.
What's going on, Riri and Sarah?
At Terminate 1 says, my dad DNT wear his Regi because he's an electrician and my mom wears a replacement.
So when I got Banana's ring, I don't remember, I feel like I've told this story probably, but I thought I was being all...
Because he's an electrician,
right,
and
so
my mom wears a replacement.
Geez, this chat lady, all pleasant and nice with her pleasant voice.
7808 said, sorry about that, Danny.
That's Jenny, Jenny the robot lady. That's the name of it. It's called Edge Jenny. And she's all pleasant, but there's so many messages in this channel that she starts to fall behind, so I have to switch to the other one, which sounds a little bit more robotic. Now, I thought I was being all kinds of clever. Banana had no idea that I was going to ask her to marry me. I mean, she was like, and this is years ago, like I asked her to marry me many, many years ago. We took a long time to get to it. But so I thought I was being like super clever and sneaky. I had a diamond sourced from a contact that I had. I had a jeweler in New York that was going to make a design that I thought would fit for her. And all I needed to do was get the ring size. So I'm like, okay, that's easy. She has a bunch of rings in the house. And I go to her little ring bowl, just where she keeps a bunch of random rings. And I take one, and one day, I'm getting messages. Gonna make sure it's not work. Oh, it's the voicemail. Thank you for calling the phone number. Yeah, if you call 760-517-6844, you'll get into the voicemail system and you'll get played on the next show if your content is good. So I take the ring, right? How foolproof an idea is this? I take the ring and I bring it to a jeweler and I say, what size is this ring? And they measure the ring. And so I call my guy in New York and I'm like, she wears and I forget, I don't know what, like a 4 or 4.5 or something like that. I could be completely wrong, but whatever the number was, I call the jeweler. So a few weeks go by, the ring gets made, it gets sent out here, thing's burning a hole in my pocket. I get it first thing in the morning. First of all, the thing gets shipped from New York to San Diego and was supposed to be sign on delivery. Like it was supposed to be signed for because it's an engagement ring and it was filthy expensive, and like I didn't want to lose it. And so I'm like waiting all day, and finally I go out into the starting right up with it.
Jenny just redeemed voiceover voice, activate.
Okay, well,
so it's time for Pete to break out his big voice stray of the story. The blind asked me to do this for him. He cannot.
Okay, he can't redeem the point. So I'll finish the rest of my story in voiceover voice. So that's over if you're not on Twitch. When you're on Twitch, you get channel points for watching me. You get rewarded just for watching me. And people can redeem channel points to do certain things, such as make me do a voiceover voice for a couple of minutes. There's one that makes me do a blind guy taste test, and there's one that makes me shut up and just the chat rolls for a little while. So I will finish this story in a voiceover voice. Let's see, do I have a... I already heard that one. How about... I've heard that one. Oh, wait, that's one. Now something else is getting redeemed.
Mad_honker just redeemed blind guy taste test.
All right, blind guy.
Time for Pete to grab a goodie from the bucket.
Thank you, LT. I'll grab a goodie from the bucket after I finish this story for ABC Jenny. Oh, there we go. That's kind of a nice... My voice is a little tired today, but... So, I bring the ring down to the jeweler. A ring that I'd found in Banana's jewelry bucket. Bowl. It's not a bucket. She doesn't have that much jewelry. And I'm thinking I'm a genius. I'm getting the ring made. It's gonna be perfect. And the day it's supposed to arrive, I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. And it didn't show up. But on a whim, I go outside and I start feeling around the courtyard. Feeling all around the courtyard. And as it turns out, the ring had been delivered, and the FedEx driver just chucked it over my gate, and it landed in a bush. A big, expensive engagement ring was just sitting in a bush, and I was like, hey, I was supposed to sign for that, but I didn't. So I had the thing, and I couldn't stand having it in my possession for very long, so I called Josh and his girlfriend, and I said, I'm going to ask her to marry me tonight. And Josh said, what's your plan? I said, my plan is I'm going to ask her to marry me tonight. So they came to the beach, hid behind some rocks, and had their cameras ready. I went on a walk with Banana along the beach. And as we came back, more music please. Oh wait, no. I had two songs going at once. I thought that one was over. As we came back across the beach, I decided that this was the time, because Josh was texting me and said I walked way past him, and he said, you better do it now because you missed where you were supposed to be. So I dropped down to one knee. I open the box and I say, Banana, will you be my forever banana? And she said, what the hell is happening? Because she wasn't expecting it at all. But eventually she told me to stand up, get up, stop being on one knee, and she said yes. Then she goes to slip the ring on, and the thing was huge, like 2 sizes too big. And I was like, why? How could it be 2 sizes too big? I grabbed a ring out of your jewelry bowl, and it's that exact size. And do you know what she said? She said, that's costume jewelry, you fool. I got it with a Halloween costume. And I was like, oh crap, we're gonna have to go get this thing resized. So the next day, we took it to the jeweler, and they put something in it called a rainbow clip. But they also called it a banana clip, because it took up space and made it fit. The banana clip, for banana, saved my ass, because I thought costume jewelry was real jewelry. It's a long song. That's the end of the story, though. That's the end of the story. I think the song's like 5 minutes long. There we go. Oh, no, that's not it. That's it. There we go. There you go. That's my story. That is my story, and voiceover voice activate.
Evelyn Desmond said applause cheers and drops to mic and walks out.
Yeah, could I do that? Just be done? Like, I am done for the day. You know what I forgot to bring in here today? I completely forgot to bring in a water bottle.
Bogart the Great
Bogart the Great One
said
says
sparkles
huge.
emoji, sparkles emoji, huge sparkles emoji, sparkles emoji.
It's a lot of emojis and a lot of sparkles. You guys must have really enjoyed. Oh boom, boom, boom. You guys must have really enjoyed that story. I cannot get used to the placement of this microphone. I had the other microphone sitting in the same place for a long time.
Cheney said, I love your stories. You tell them so well. Amazing.
Thank you. Nothing like just overdoing a story, doing it way too much. Oh, and LT.
Devlin Fisherman 27 said, wow, that's great.
Thank you.
Lola Topors just cheered 200 bits. Sounds like you need to play the Blind Penguin commercial to get your water.
Said Banana was not about to lie to spare your feelings rolling on the floor.
I didn't know that. I have another blind. I need all of your. I'm going to play a Blind Penguin commercial for you, but a different one. I've been working. So I was talking to Brooks and Banana, and I was like, I do trailers, obviously. I do very serious voiceovers and promos and stuff. Like I do that voice. I'm like, what if I made a commercial for Blind Penguin frothing hand soap? And LT, I'm not going to forget about you. I'm going to get to the blind guy taste test. I know you redeemed many points to have that happen. It's going to happen. But I want to run this by you guys if I can remember where I put it. So it's a 15-second commercial, and it's designed to like look like a trailer or sound like it. I don't know what it looks like. I storyboarded it. I told them what I wanted, and then I did the sound design for it. And it's supposed to be a 15-second commercial, and if people like it... What's that? What's that noise?
Lola Topors gifted a tier 1 subscription to Crispy 111.
Hey, thanks Lola. That's very nice of you. And again, I'm believing, I heard that username last night. It said Crispy. I think it's Crispy, but I'm not entirely sure. So welcome to Twitch. You're my biggest supporter is Lola, and she's helping people out by giving them subscriptions, giving you access to no commercials and all of our cool emojis, and you can earn channel rewards faster. But anyway, thank you, Lola. And anybody else wants to come over to Twitch, you'll get all those goodies as well, probably. So it's a 15-second commercial. It goes really quick, and it's supposed to sound like a trailer. Check this thing out. There it is.
You stink. Nobody likes you. But now, one penguin is about to change everything. Blind Penguin frothing hand soap. It's a game that everyone will want to play. Deal to reveal.
All right, I'm going to do that one more time because it's really quick. It's 15 seconds. Ready? One more time.
You stink. Nobody likes you. But now, one penguin is about to change everything. Blind Penguin frothing hand soap. It's a game that everyone will want to play. Deal to reveal.
So, what do you think? If that was a commercial, if you were scrolling around on Instagram or YouTube,
Blind Surfer PG Sidekick says, I like the soap. It's great, but I want the Blind Penguin. Dion Billy says somebody needs to correct me, but does he ever respond?
Yeah, I just responded.
Devlin Fisherman 27 says, hell yeah, Pete. Lalatwapa says that was amazing.
All right, so that's...
Dion Billy says to us.
Yes.
Jenny says, I love this commercial. I was actually gonna ask you to play it again. I missed the visual as the first time.
I'm responding to you right now.
Blind Husband says, just turn down the music a little bit or increase your voice.
I did notice that in this mix.
says, best commercial ever.
Thank you. In this mix, I did notice that
7808 says, hopefully YouTube doesn't suppress this one.
The music, I know. The music
Angel
seemed a little
3 Fry
bit loud.
says, Pete's Puppet Penguin Picnic.
Yeah.
Hawkeye 17 says, have a great day.
Thank you. For the person that was wondering if I ever respond, like, yeah, I'm responding right now. Heard your message and responding right now. It's funny. I did.
Dion Billy says, oh.
What up, Dion Billy? I mix on like This is the funny thing. So
Eric says, I like it.
I mix on very. Oops, sorry, sub 500. I mix on like these fancy Bose headphones that like true clear noise, but they're actually not like these are consumer headphones. Well, for the most part, they're Sennheisers. Oh, Hype Train started.
Hype Train started.
All right, and I still got to do a taste test. I know. I got to do the taste test. What should I do here? Press this noise. There we go. I'll put you guys back up. I don't know what level Hype Train we're on. It's probably pretty low at this point, but we'll rock out while the Hype Train is going.
It was all of Jenny's pennies.
Jenny's pennies started the Hype Train.
Since you have 2 million subscribers, does it feel weird that you only get like 8 years or so? Since you have 2 million subscribers, does it feel weird that you only get 8 views on the live stream in it?
Well, it all depends where you are. Good
Blind
attempt.
Surfer PG Sidekick says, for April Fools or like a holiday time like Halloween, you need to create a fart-smelling hand soap and then we have to guess what it is.
I think in the future, I'm just rocking out to the hype train there now, and I feel like that person, when someone asks a question like that, they're like, "Did you feel weird? Did no one's watching your stream?" That's how I envision them saying it, because I'm pretty sure that's how they're saying it. But they also don't understand what's going on. I'm on multiple platforms, so at this moment, there's a handful of people watching on TikTok. There's a handful of people watching on Facebook. There's people watching on YouTube Vertical, YouTube Horizontal, and there's also people watching on Twitch. And usually, when you add them all together, it's about 80 to 100 people at a time. So when someone shows up on YouTube Horizontal and they're like, "Isn't it a little weird that nobody's watching you?" I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get 2.5 million people watching me at once. But I've got more than you think. How else could I have started a super cool hype train if I only had one person watching me?
7808 says, yeah, no gross sense, please.
No, I don't want to do gross
Jenny
sense.
says it's not quantity, it is quality.
Yes, and I have the most
Dion
quality
says I was going to say, yeah, I have a feeling.
Audience
At
in the
Poop8C says, hey,
world.
one of the greatest voices and one of the coolest surfers I know of.
Ah, thank you.
Greet one says, lol.
Flattery will get
Blind
you
Surfer PG
everywhere.
Sidekick says, or maybe like a smell changing hands up where we smell it as like rotting egg fart smell.
Ew.
But then when we put it on our hands, it
All right,
becomes like a different scent.
I don't have a chemistry
maybe Lilith
degree.
lowers or something.
Not sure if I can pull that off. That would take a lot of chemical engineering, I think. Wait, I was talking about something, and I sidetracked myself being snotty to the
Subs up
person.
555 says, do the coming soon thing, please.
No, I'm not going to do
Loves
the
Let's Read
coming.
says, can I buy your hand soap
Oh.
in UK?
No. Well, I mean, no. I didn't set up European shipping because it costs $38 just to ship it to Canada, and to ship it to UK, it was like $70. I'm like, holy hell, because it's liquid and it's 2 pounds. And I'm like, that's ludicrous. I'm not going to make people
At
pay 3
Dion
times.
says, I've watched your videos, but I forgot how long have you been not able to see and why.
I mean,
At
about
Joseph
8 years.
U5i5H says,
Bad
hello.
luck. Hello.
At Borger005 says, what's the most you've ever bet on a coin flip?
I never bet. I don't bet. I'm not a bettor. I'm not a gambling man. That's what I was talking about. So I mix all my stuff through like fancy, expensive headphones. We have to remember, most people aren't listening through fancy, expensive headphones. They're listening through iPhones. So that's actually the first time I've heard that commercial through these regular person headphones. And yes, it did seem like the music was a little bit loud. So I will pull the music down, I will remix it, and I will get it back out there. I'm not sure what to do with it. I think I can do it like as a paid commercial. But if I put that on my channel, would people get like mad at me? Like if you were on my channel expecting one of my like surfing videos or something like that, and all of a sudden it was like, "You stink. Nobody likes you." But now, Penguin is about to change everything. Like Penguin Frothing Hand Soap. It's a game that everyone would want to play. Appeal to reveal. Yeah, the music was definitely too loud on that thing. But if you saw that thing, would you be like, "Hey, Pete didn't give me a fun surfing video. He gave me a stupid commercial." I don't know where else to put the
At
things.
Dank MF Angel says, Starfire, you a Teen Titans fan?
Teen Titans Go. Who's that? I know
At
Starfire's
Kyler
in
Q1B
there.
says,
and
said hi.
Robin, hi.
Blind
hi,
Surfer
hi.
PG Sidekick says, it's stupid how expensive it is to ship the liquid things.
It is. We
Thiglin
didn't.
Pispin says, bro, sell.
That's
At
I mean,
Starfire
I like myself.
8742 says, I'm listening through Shock's headphones, which are pretty expensive.
And
Glunsfo1
well,
says, lol.
I mean, what's pretty expensive? Because my headphones are $399.
Subs up
But you know, I have a
500.
lot of. Hold on a second. Oh, and so I got another voicemail. Oh, I only got 2 voicemail. Oh, I got to do the taste test. I got to do LT is going to be like, dude, I gave you 4,000 points. Well, they don't go to me, but he gave up 4,000 points for the taste test. I almost forgot. I did almost forget. So hold on, let's fire that off.
It's time now for a blind guy taste test.
I mean,
At
how horrible
Starfire
of me to forget for this
8742
long.
says, I've heard of Teen Titans, but I'm not really a fan. I just know they exist. LOL, sorry, my name is in a reference to a Dragon Force song on the first album, Valley of the Damned.
Oh, all right. That's not Teen Titans. You know what? I think I'm gonna try this thing tonight. I don't know what's in there, but it feels it's not like
Subs up
totally a gummy.
555 says, I got Skull Candy Crushers back when they were 320. The haptic bass feedback is freaky.
I don't know what Skull
Edlin
Candy
Fisherman
Crushers
27
are.
says, if they get MSD at it, they can suck it up. At
Okay.
Bucket
Oh.
of Butter 2 says, said hi.
What a bucket of
At
butter!
Dunk MF
Jeez,
Angel says, I've been here, Sarah lol.
I'm glad I
Blind
don't have
Surfer
that
PG
on.
Sidekick says, I wanted something from Amazon and it shipped from China and I didn't know this. And so it said that it costs $499 for shipping. But if I
Whoa,
wanted it expedited.
that's outrageous. $499. I'm getting a lot of messages on the voicemail thing. All right, so this is LT. So there's the 3 things that you can redeem over on Twitch. Blind Guy Taste Test. You can also redeem voiceover voice activate. We did that earlier, and you can redeem the thing where I have to shut up and just let the text messages play. Got a lot going on in the chat tonight. Thank you guys for joining. This is the thing that I've pulled out of the bucket. I have no idea what it is, but I do know that that's the front because the back has the seam on it. And this is obviously the top. See, some of these things you can figure out because there's a little, it's not punctured all the way through, but you can tell there's a little hole right there. So if I was like at a CVS or 7-Eleven, like, boop, you'd pop it through that little hole and it would be, hanging there on the rack. So I am
At Crispy
going.
111 says that was a great trailer. Is there a sequel? LOL.
There is I'm going to do a.
Angel says I enjoy snack time.
I also enjoy
says
snack
welcome.
time.
Pete hears your messages through text to speech when he triggers the chat lady.
Oh, yes.
To get your message heard immediately.
I was actually thinking of doing a sequel, kind of like a takeoff on 7, where Brad Pitt's opening the box, and I was going to do like a trailer voice going like, what's in the box? What's in the box? It's a mystery each time. Blind Penguin frothing hand soap. Find out what's in the box. And so I was going to do that as the second one. I'm glad you guys like that one. I appreciate the feedback that the music is too damn loud because you're 100% right, and the music is too damn loud. All right, I'm going to see what's in here. I'm going to see what's in here. You heard me. I said see, and it doesn't mean that I'm physically going to see. It just means I'm going to determine what is in here. Ew, that feels weird. That's not what I expected. Oh, feels like this is might be kind of a basic/generic. I think I got Sour Patch Kids, but I wonder if they're special Sour Patch Kids.
Blunspo1 says lol.
Are they special Sour Patch
Angel
Kids?
says what's in the box.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. That kind of tasted like
Angel says gots to know.
Like
Edlin husband says he always eats sugar. He doesn't need the community to encourage him.
Yes,
Edlin Fisherman 27 says, did you hear about the meteor shower tonight?
No.
Luna 31 says I want some right now.
These are good, but they're not like regular. They're not regular Sour Patch Kids.
Lalakapa says they are tropical flavored.
Aha! Well, they're pretty good. They're not that. They're not sour
one
though.
Says it's tropical Sour Patch Kids.
I will tell you this much: they're not sour. Like not even a little bit. Like I like the flavors. They're kind of like muted. I'm tasting like
Saracum
a muted mango.
7808 says I swear I'm going to send some fresh fruit and vegetables for Blind Guy unboxing
Oh my
box
God.
just so he has something not diabetes inducing.
Well, wait till you guys see the unboxing this weekend. The one that's coming this weekend. Should I spoil it for you? I mean, you see it as soon as it goes on the screen, so it's not really a spoiler. But I got 2 massive boxes of candy, like massive boxes of candy, like huge. So I'm basically calling it like the diabetes episode. Actually, that's not true. It's called the name of the unboxing that I'm going to release Saturday is called Implants for Barbie ? Because something that somebody sent totally looks like it could be booby implants for Barbie. It's like that shape, that size, and everything. But it's a whole pile of candy, and I ate a good chunk of it. No, I try to control myself, trying not to eat too much. These are, yeah, it's like tropical flavors. Like there's some mango in there, like I said. There's some like pineapple. It's something kind of citrusy. But I mean, Sour Patch Kids, I don't know. Maybe in the 80s, I felt like they were kind of sour because I never had anything sour
says
before.
LOL, I try, husband, I try.
But these are totally just
7808
like
says we can have a special episode for the funeral of Pete's toes when he gets them amputated for diabetes foot complications.
Jeez Louise, that's terrible.
Says,
don't say that.
Sub 555 says, have you ever injured yourself doing the unboxing intros?
That one was good.
Edlin Fisherman 27 says an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
I've never injured myself
Still in
doing
bed
the
says
intro.
they just low-key taste weird, man.
You know what that one tasted like? It definitely can't be what I thought it was. That one tasted like root beer. That was crazy. I mean, that's not a tropical flavor. I wonder what the one I thought was root beer tasted like. So I kind of got to spoil. This is so weird because a bunch of them are like the shapes of the people, but I just ate 4 of them that are like, I feel like they're people's heads. There's just a bunch in here that are like tiny size, and I don't know why there's a bunch of tiny sized ones in here. Now I can't find them. Hold on, let me see if I can find one of those tiny ones or if I ate them all. Like, did all my Sour Patch Kids get decapitated or something? Or is it a different... No, I think I just got a bunch of weird ones. Now I can't find the decapitated ones. Nope. Nope, those are all full-size ones. I think I got all the weird ones. Whatever. Those are delicious. Like I said, not sour, but delicious. So, thank you for that. LT, thank you for making me take my candy break. But yeah, I met someday, I'm not saying you have to do this because I know this is expensive. I should do it for myself. I should treat myself. I should get myself like one of those edible arrangements. It's fruit. And, fruit. Imagine that. Imagine if I wasn't eating candy and I ate fruit. Fruit is so effing hard to get. I've done a short about this. When you have to do Instacart or the the delivery services, because the people picking up the stuff, they don't care. They just grab whatever. And every time I order fruit, like the strawberries are all smushy, the blueberries are all gross. Like I never get, like I end just to make sure that I get some fruit in my diet, I totally order like canned fruit. And I know it's not as good, but you get like those what do they call it, like the circles of pineapple. Or sometimes I get like frozen berries just to make a drink out of them or something. I also like to get, what's that one?
The blind husband just redeemed 90 seconds of only the text-to-speech chat.
Oh, sure.
So it's time for Pete to shut up.
I was yapping away. He's like, no, you shut up. All right, so there are some rules. I'm going to put on just the chat. And then I have to sit here silently. Can't say anything. But if the chat gets out of hand, I got the buttons. I can turn it off. So for 90 seconds, you guys are going to have control. I will set the time. Set timer for bumped it. Stop. Keep hitting the stupid microphone. Hold on. I completely bopped that thing. Hold on. Start over. Start again. All right. Okay. Set timer for 90 seconds.
Street one says Pete is trusting us with the chat. The blind husband says dank MF Angel. I hope you're having a great summer. Fedlin Fisherman 27 says all day is Pete yap yap yap. Saracum 7808 says soak the berries in a large bowl of water and vinegar or water and hydrogen peroxide helps to kill surface bacteria and scoop the rotten ones off the top more easily. Sup 555 says the color of that root beer one looked like it would have been pina colada. Blind Surfer PG Sidekick says let's try to get him to laugh so hard he breaks the 90 seconds. Lalatwipa says be cool guys, don't ruin the fun for everyone. Lalatwipa says blind. Pedagustinsurabut says Pete began losing his eyesight at the age of 8 due to a genetic disorder known as Stargardt's disease. Currently he only has light sensitivity with no ability to detect images, detail or objects of any kind. The blind husband says we are getting so tired of your voice Pete, lol joking. Saracum 7808 says who here is funny enough to pull that off. At Big Funny Giant says snarf. Fedlin Fisherman 27 says what should we say to make him laugh? Sup 555 says this a treat for him, he gets to eat candy without thinking. Lalatwipa says funny story Pete was a comedian at one point. Saracum 7808 says why do I feel like you aren't completely joking blind husband? Ab Jenny says I told him that is not nice. Blind Surfer PG Sidekick says Pete is out leader we do what he saw ya. At Brody Huggins J8K says P. Have you ever fallen for the phone Rickroll prank? At Crispy111 says Twitch is very confusing with voiceover not very easy.
I did it.
At James Gardner PZ3RL says LOL it was Lola who made your candy smell.
Lola
the Glint husband says go watch all his old videos, even though he doesn't want you to.
I think
at
no,
MF Angel
oops, sorry. I don't know why Twitch would be confusing. I like it. It's super text-to-speech accessible for me. The worst text, thank you, by the way. Thank you for redeeming that and giving me 90 seconds to eat candy.
Lolatopause just cheered 200 bits. I'm on day 12 of the medical food liquid diet. Saturday I get to eat pureed veggies. Guess what I will be starting with? Winner gets a free subscription on YouTube.
Okay, what pureed veggies would she be starting with? I am a big fan of...
Lolatopause just cheered 200 bits. Whoops, I meant Twitch.
I'm a big fan of red bell pepper. What's the word I'm looking for? Not soup. Like a creamed.
Lolatopause gifted a tier 1 subscription to Abk Jenny.
So sounds like that person got it right away, and I wasn't listening. I'll have to put it on. Did she guess right away?
Says big juicy steak.
Oh,
Sup 555 says spinach.
Cream spinach
Saracum
is pretty good.
7808 says squash.
Well, I keep saying cream.
Pagard 1 says probably carrots or sweet potatoes.
But she just said pureed. I was going to guess
Surfer
carrots
PG
first.
Sidekick says eggplant.
Ew.
Saracum 7808 says or sweet potato.
I don't like eggplant.
At Young Pablo 4827 says Brussels sprouts.
Ew, Brussels
At Dan
sprouts.
MF Angel says I like carrots.
I like carrots a lot.
Lalatwipa
Brussels
says Jenny
sprouts.
got it.
Wait, what did
The
Jenny
Dark
say?
Agreed one says eggplant is hard on the stomach.
Is it? I just
At
don't like
Starfire
it.
8742 says congratulations Pete, you've surpassed the 90 seconds without laughing lol.
Well, someone
At
I
Jax
did.
904 says can I please get a shout out blind surfer Pete? I love
There
your
you go.
videos.
Thank you. You just
Sibling husband says well,
shouted
we know
yourself
who
out.
got that right. She actually
Jax.
told me she remembered you telling her.
Well,
At
you
Jax
cheated.
904 said hi.
Jax, what's
At
up?
Jenny
Jax?
says thank you lol and I remember you telling me.
Yeah. Well, you
At
knew the answer. That's not fair.
12398 says hi, how are you today?
I'm good.
Lalatwipa says well it worked in your favor Jenny.
Yeah. Good to have
At
the
Jenny
inside
says I am a good
information.
listener. At Starfire 8742 says congratulations.
Congratulations.
Lalatwipa says carrot was the answer.
Oh, it was carrot. That
At
was
Rocky L3
literally that was the first thing I was going to blurt out, but for some reason I remembered it was stuck in my head because I was talking about when I got my wisdom teeth out, I brilliantly decided to torture myself by continuously eating carrots. I don't know why I kept doing that. Hold on, like, and they kept getting stuck in my holes, like the carrot pieces were stuck in my holes, and then I had to like swish water around and everything. It was not the greatest choice ever. The one thing when I switched to this microphone, like a week and a half ago, the level of it, like I'm only giving, like normally my other microphone, I give it like that much level. This one has like, this might take a tiny little bit of level because it's a really powerful microphone. But if I turn it up like a lot, I feel like I'm going to blow all your ears out. So I got to remember to keep it like right about there. Because I don't get to hear what you hear. I'm just hearing the feed from the back of my mixer over there. So I don't actually know what anything sounds like. If I turn it up too high, it starts to like blow up
Him
and
at the
explode.
hospital with those carrots stuck in his
so
holes.
hopefully it sounds good. Yeah, I had
Lalatwipa
carrots
says
stuck
I
in
am
my
going
holes.
to test just carrot and then make carrot ginger soup.
That sounds
Blind
pretty
surfer
good too.
PG sidekick says carrots can actually adversely affect our condition of Stargardt's disease. The excess in beta carotene can actually do the opposite of what it does for people with normal vision.
I know, but I like
Subsub
carrots.
555 says egg drop soup was my go-to food when I got my wisdom teeth taken out.
That would have been smart too. Anything other than carrots. Carrots was a stupid decision. I like torturing myself. So
At
I
Rocky
got it.
L3N6X says what music do you listen to? Question.
Oh man, I get that one every day. I'll say it. I like Lyrics Born. I'm listening to a lot of Lyrics Born right now. I always give like the big long list of all the stuff that I listen to, but when I go to Pandora right now, I'm like, let's listen to Lyrics Born radio. Hold on. Oh, geez, excuse me. That was from eating all those tropical Sour Patch Kids. So, the story I started to tell like in the very beginning of the show. We have some visitors now. It's Banana's nieces, which I guess would technically be my nieces because we're married. They're a couple of girls from the East Coast, and I think they're like 11 and 13, somewhere around there. I mean, they just showed up for a minute, and I was in the middle of work, so I haven't even said hi or anything. Some host that I am, I saw them for a couple minutes, and I was finishing my lunch, and I said, would either of you like to have a whatchamacallit? And everybody was like all quiet. And I'm like, what? And I'm in the pantry. I thought it was relatively obvious what I was asking. I thought asking for if you want a whatchamacallit, like I know what it is. I thought everybody knew what it was. And since I wasn't hearing anything, I was like, maybe they can figure out since I'm in the pantry, I'm offering them food. But they literally I think they just thought anybody want a who's a widget? Anybody want a wingam-a-dinger? Like they just thought I was saying like a word and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I eventually brought the thing out. One of the girls was like, I don't like chocolate. And I'm like, well, it doesn't have a lot of chocolate. It's mostly nougat. And they're like, well, what the hell is nougat? And I'm like, oh, no. So they didn't know what a whatchamacallit was, and they know what nougat was. I'm like, nougat's kind of like the stuff that's in a Snickers, except in the Snickers, it's soft, and a whatchamacallit is kind of hard. It's got like hard nougat, caramel, and chocolate. And they're both like, that sounds terrible. But they decided to split a whatchamacallit, and they say, oh, this isn't bad. It's not bad. I mean, it's candy. It's sugar. Like, how bad, I thought, I love a damn whatchamacallit. I had a bunch of them in the house a long time ago, and Josh's wife was here. Now, she's like 30, 31. She didn't know what it was either, and she took a bite, and she's like, oh, it tastes like protein bar. Thank you.
Microscopic Queen just subscribed with Prime.
Wow, thank you, Microscopic Ween. I think it was supposed to be Microscopic Queen. Microscopic Ween. You know, there's a. I always laugh when everybody knows who Mike Rowe is. He's another, a Dirty Jobs. A lot of people think we sound relatively similar. He's like a big voice guy, but his name is Micro. That person's name is Microscopic Queen, and like Micro. His name is Mike Rowe. Is Micro. I was like, your name means tiny. That's not great. So and Josh is like, oh, that's old man candy. I'm like, damn it, why does everybody think the candies I like are old man? To me, it's like 80s candy. But a lot of people are like, oh no, they'll say 70s candy or 90s candy. But I had a whole box.
It's a candy bar, lol, it's amazing.
It's what, the whatchamacallit or something else?
At the gamer KN7 says, I can't believe how little views you got.
Thanks.
Serican 7808 says 80s candy equal old man candy.
I guess.
Relatwipa says, I'm glad you have something that helps and you enjoy.
I guess that was a long time ago. I love popping in. Someone's like, how few views you got.
At Brody Huggins J8K says, oh, yeah, saw the movie. The Matrix a while back, fantastic movie.
Oh, yeah. Matrix
the
is an
Garth
amazing
one
movie.
says, oh, can you have gingins? They have a lot of ginger in them.
So the candies that I remember from the 80s, I used to eat a lot of, I still eat a lot of candy, I guess, but the candies that I used to eat in the 80s, does anybody remember Charleston Chew? They had two kinds of Charleston Chew. And Charleston Chew was long. Like that was like a long, I don't even know. I used to get it from a snack bar at a boat club or like, I don't even know what that thing would fit in a vending machine because those were long. And they had two kinds. There was maybe they had three kinds. They definitely had chocolate and vanilla. And I think they might have had a strawberry Charleston Chew. Everybody liked to freeze them. If you put the Charleston Chew in the freezer, then you could like crack off a little bit of it. It was like a thin little layer of crappy chocolate, and the inside, it was mostly, I used to get the white ones, I think, and it was just, I don't even know. I don't know what the white stuff was. Maybe marshmallow, maybe just frozen sugar, something like that. But I used to eat a lot of Charleston Chews. I like that. Felt like there was good value for the money because it was such a massive
James
candy
Gardner
bar.
PZ3RL says good.
Good indeed. What else did I like in the 80s?
At Markwillan 9887 says right besides the snack bar.
Yeah, well,
Devlin Fisherman 27 says ever had a cowtail.
I had not had a cowtail until one got sent to me for a blind guy unboxing, and I didn't know what the hell it was. It's just like a long, skinny piece of chocolate that's kind of bendable. I feel like I might actually have one in this box somewhere. It just, I don't know, it didn't strike me as anything like special or fancy. That's not it. I gotta say, there's a bunch of open things in here that I'm definitely going to have to, like, it's all just falling out. Is there a cowtail in here? What is this? Oh, that, I don't think that's a cowtail. I don't know what the hell that is. If that's a cowtail, it's a fat-ass cowtail. Maybe if we do another blind guy taste test at some point, I can try and figure out what that is. These things fell all over the bottom. I did a taste test of these a while ago, and I put the bag back in, which was not a smart idea. They're like strawberry vanilla tasting things, and they're delicious. Nerds. Oh, I was saying Big League Chew. There was so much candy that was like, it was like supposed to be like, there was Big League Chew, and there was candy cigarettes, and there was candy cigars. I remember all that stuff. They're like, hey kids, you can start your habits early. And what other candies? Like Nerds were probably my favorite. I would call them 80s candy, but probably only because I was eating them in the 80s. I don't know if Nerds are 80s
one
candy.
Says, yes, I remember those. Lalatrika says strawberry creams. At Markwillan 9887 says it is a cowtail.
Oh, that was a
At
cowtail?
Brody Huggins J8K says what shows were you obsessed with when you were a kid that constantly broke the fourth wall?
I thought the
Glint husband says we love Pop Rocks.
Pop Rocks are
At
great.
Dan MF Angel says it's crunchy Sarah.
Pop Rocks are super enjoyable. Hold on. Shows that I used to watch in the 80s. Ones that broke the fourth wall. I don't know. You can't do that on television, maybe? I don't remember specifically the ones breaking the fourth wall. My favorite, I hate orange flavor. Like orange flavor, like I don't like it. If I get my choice of a candy, like when you get the orange Starburst, you're like, boo, orange Starburst, boo to that thing. The pink Starburst is the best. Red one's good. No idea why they didn't have a blue or purple Starburst. I feel like that was the biggest miss in history. You need blue, you need purple, you need those flavors. Those are the best flavors. But I have to say, the orange Nerds were frigging delicious. Maybe just because they were so different. Obviously, the blue Nerds were the best. I believe they had green Nerds. They had reddish or pink ones, I think. Those are pretty good. The blue ones I liked a lot, but the orange ones were just kind of like a fun treat. I kind of liked the orange ones.
Said, oh, that's hard.
That one's way behind. That's Jenny, the chat lady, and she's like a mile behind. So that's Lola responding to something that happened a long time ago.
9887 says, please do a voiceover for us. The Glint husband says you're giving my teeth a sugar rush just thinking about these things. At Starfire 8742 says how big are you for once and it was very good.
How
At
big am I?
DankMF Angel says pink starburst is obviously the best.
Yeah, anybody who likes anything other than the pink starburst is your taste buds are wrong. Like I just don't know what to tell you. Like the yellow one, it's kind of garbage. The orange one, not great. It's basically just like red and pink.
At
And
Jenny
pink
says, should I
delicious.
throw my last pennies?
You keep chucking pennies at me. You started a hype train with pennies, which is
Petey
kind of
says,
hilarious.
if you're not already following Pete on Twitch, do it now to earn channel points, trigger redemptions, get
Oh,
custom
that's my
emotes, and
robot.
more. Follow
Look
at
at
Pete
that.
Custon.
I'm
At
told that
DankMF
the
Angel says, really, Sarah?
I'm told that the
At Pete
avatar
Custon says
for Pete Guston's robot is basically me with like robot headphone ears or something like that. I forgot. I had someone. The two things I don't know what they look like tonight. I don't know what Pete Guston's robot avatar looks like. He pops in there every once in a while and tells you to do things. And the shirt that I'm wearing right now, I have no clue what this shirt is. It was described to me a long time ago. I don't wear it that often, and I have no idea what's on it. I can feel it. It kind of feels like a buffalo or something. We only got two. I'm getting a bunch of the voicemails tonight. Can I figure this out? I changed everything in myself and I made life hard. I only got two voicemails, so I'm getting a bunch of the messages tonight for the Check Pete's voicemail. So hopefully we'll have more tomorrow morning when I do the show. 3, 4, 5.
Now it's time to check Pete's voicemail on the Blind Surfer Show.
All right, so I had two of them uploaded for me. When people call 760-517-6844, any time of the day or night, you can leave a message. Last night, we had Lola who called and left a message. She said, what kind of food would you want to eat if you had to eat the same thing, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for like 2 weeks? I came up with pizza, specifically Hawaiian pizza. We had someone who was doing a pretty funny version of like a police megaphone. And tonight, or last night rather, we only had two messages, and I don't even know if they're going to fire off, but I'll try and see.
I'm watching your show right now, and I was wondering, how do you know when to get on the board and how?
I said 18 plus, but maybe his mom was in the background or something. And I was 100. Did you think that was going where I thought it was going? I was sure I was about to get trolled by a little kid. And he's like, do you know how when you're done wiping or when to stop? I totally thought I was going to say that and ended up being an actual question. So, okay. I mean, I feel like I answered that in a short I posted the other day where I was talking about how I know when to pop up. I just paddle. He's talking about I think he's talking about how I know when to stand up on my surfboard. I just, set myself up on the outside. One of my coaches yells, wave, coming, go now. And they say left or right. And then it's so hard for Nisha to be quiet. She's not a quiet person. But I tell her to be quiet. I'm like, just say the wave is coming and tell me if it's a left or a right. Then I start paddling and just listening. And when it starts to get close, I'll usually hear it. Either the actual wave itself or the reflection of the noise changes as it starts to build behind you. And then generally when the back of my board starts to lift up, that's when your forward momentum is going downhill. That's, when you start to pick up, you take one or two more paddles. And then when you're really going downhill, that's when you stand up. And as I was trying to describe in the video that I posted on Tuesday, called I Was Stunned After This Happened, which thank you for all the views.
Lola Topors just cheered 200 bits. I feel like the people who keep asking how do you know when you're done wiping are walking around with poop in their pants.
I know, because
I can't help but think of a crowded train that smells like butt funk.
Yeah, because they don't know how to, I think they're asking, maybe they are asking, like, I don't know, like, I can't figure it out myself. Please tell me, because I don't know how to do it. But people, when they can see the wave coming, they know exactly when it's going to hit, so they know when to take that last paddle stroke, and then they can angle themselves against it, and they get up much easier. It's very difficult for me. It's all very, like, the wave, and waves don't come at you slow. Like, they might look like they're rolling in slow if you're watching from the shore, but they're on you in a hurry. And in that moment, when the wave is on me, I have to stand up really fast and, angle it left or right as to not nosedive the thing. So that was a genuine question. I think we had one more from Check Pete's voicemail.
Hey, Pete, it's Lori from
Lori.
Illinois. I'm starting to lose my sight. I got diagnosed with diabetic retinopathy. And I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you and your videos. And I've learned a lot, and I'm going to find a way.
All right, Lori. Well, glad to hear that you're going to try and find a way. I always say that the great, if there was a gift wrapped up in my, hold on, I just need to check something because I need to figure out if I am in, oh, there we go. I've navigated the buttons correctly. The greatest gift, if there was a gift for me going blind, is the fact that it happened to me slowly. And for anybody out there who like went to bed one night and could see, and then woke up and they couldn't, like, I feel like some of those shots that people were taking in 2020, there's some cases of blindness reported from that. And also some GLP-1s have caused some blindness. Like I couldn't imagine going, you know, whether you're like 30 or 40 or something like that, you go that long and you've got a certain life and you've got a certain career and a profession and routine and everything. And all of a sudden, like you wake up one day and you're like, holy crap, I'm blind. Like that would be horrifying. I'm just turning down my headphones because I'm like overly conscious. I'm like, need to protect my ears. If I don't have eyes, need to protect my ears. But like I feel like the greatest gift I had, if I was going to have, which I do have, this terrible, horrible vision robbing disease, is that it happened slowly. So Lori there, diagnosed with diabetic retinopathy, will go slowly over time, but at least you get the opportunity to try and make some compensations. I mean, always look on the bright side of life. Doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. How did I sidetrack myself with that? Oh, because a bunch of people were leaving me voicemail messages. We were talking about candy from the 80s. Twizzlers. I don't know. I mean, that's not 80s candy, is it? All those little
Blind
wax.
Surfer PG Sidekick says left you a VM for the show tomorrow.
Oh, all right. Cool. I'm actually getting a lot of messages tonight. Seems like we might have I mean, if they're good. Uh-oh. Now I'm getting them. Uh-oh. What's this going to be?
At Emily Dreams says hi Pete. How are you? Also, I had a question.
Yeah?
Do you like horror? If so, have you heard of Five Nights at Freddy's, also known as FNAF?
No, I'm not a huge fan of horror. You know, a lot of it's...
Papa says I hope it's not all one person trolling you.
It could be, which is annoying. A lot of horror is, even when I had eyesight, I didn't like horror movies. I dream vividly, and honestly, I'm a giant wuss. I don't like roller coasters, and I don't like horror movies, so I guess I'm just kind of like a big wuss. But I remember I watched House of a Thousand Corpses that Rob Zombie directed. I don't know if anybody saw that, but there were some scenes in there. And I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre when the dude picks the guy up and just puts him on a meat hook, like just, you know, the meat hook goes into his back. And then House of a Thousand Corpses, he stabs this guy and he paralyzes him. Like he calls him like head on a stick, I think. So only his head. I'm like, oh my, and then I go to bed and I'm dreaming that stuff. And then of course I wake up in a cold sweat and I'm like, oh, I didn't need any of that stuff. And then I don't sleep throughout the night and I don't like it. So I like, action movies, drama movies. I like movies that have a lot of dialogue, so I can follow along. I like some sci-fi. Basically, I kind of hate saying that I like there are some entertaining rom-coms, I guess. And also the movie I watched this weekend with the little girl that Banana was nannying for, Banana the nanny, little 5-year-old had us watch K-pop Demon Hunters, which I thought was going to be like total garbage, but I liked it. I didn't hate it. There was tons of dialogue, so I knew what was going on, and there was a bunch of music. Now, I would not say that I'm going to be a K-pop fan. I don't like listening to that stuff at all. And also, I feel like the amount of production and processing in auto-tune, now granted, those people are really talented singers to begin with, but holy cow, do they dress it up with a lot of technology in the K-pop music. Like a lot of technology. Like if you could ever just like strip it out and listen to what they sound like without it. I mean, every vocal was like a 3-part harmony, and then each 3-part harmony had a vocal split out on it, a offset left, offset right. As a production guy, I know what they're doing, and auto-tuning each little bit so that it sounds absolutely perfect, multi-layered, 10 tracks of voice, and then all the like there's no real guitar or real music or real drums, it's all synthesized. But I'll give them this much. They can make a catchy tune. That stupid Golden song from K-pop Demon Hunters
Starfire
got stuck in my head.
8742 says saw both of those movies in the horror's not my thing either, is raunchy as hell lol.
Okay. Yeah. So you're talking House of a Thousand Corpses and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like I don't like gore for the sake of
Admiral
gore.
Atrapa says Brody, you asked him that last night.
Yeah, Brody.
Blind Surfer
Lola.
PG Sidekick says Evil Dead was one of the scariest movies. My brother and my father made me watch as a youngin'. The creepy.
I recently watched Apex with Charlize Theron, however you say it. And I did it with audio description. So that was telling me, the audio description was telling me what was going on. But that was kind of gory too. Like the dude had like filed teeth and he was like eating his victims, and it wasn't as gory as House of a Thousand Corpses, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it did feel like it was like kind of gore for the sake of gore. Like that's about the line for me. Apex, if anybody saw it, like that's about as gory as I would get, because there was still some action, still a good story, I guess. But I'm not gonna lie, that was not last time when Banana was on vacation. I literally just sat here and messed with this program and talked to you guys every single night. That was like literally my free time. But the time before that, when she went away, I sat down and watched a handful of movies with audio description. I plunked myself in front of the TV with my Chinese food and some Sprite or soda or whatever, and I listened to the audio description of the movie. And the Apex one was about as gory as I could take. I couldn't do a slasher film or a thrasher film or whatever you call it, because that would just my dreams are so vivid. Last night I had a dream. All my dreams I dream in perfect vision every night, and it just totally like weirds me out. Last night I have like 40 or 50 pairs of sunglasses. What was going on is I was losing my eyesight, and I was getting more and more sensitive to, what button did I press? I think it broke something. Every time I press the button, for some reason, this chat lady,
At Brody Huggins J8K says, what is your favorite song from the 2006
Oh,
Cars made by
hell,
Pixar?
Man. Okay, I pressed way too many buttons all at once. As my eyesight was really starting to fade.
Says, I'm back. I hope y'all missed me.
I did.
At Ambla Alex and Blah says, yo, what's up, bro? My husband is blind and we both enjoy your videos.
Oh, that's cool. Ambla Alex and Blah. That's how the text said it. But I'm glad you guys enjoy the videos. Thank you for popping in and saying hi on the live show here. Whatever platform you're on. It says it on the screen for all you fancy people with your fancy working eyes. It says what
Jesse
platform.
Joystick says, I saw The Hills Have Eyes when I was too young and it stuck with me forever.
I saw
Blind Surfer
Nightmare on
PG
Elm Street.
Sidekick says, if you have fancy working eyes, as we call them here on this channel, do not watch Silent Night, Deadly Night 4, The Initiation, if you want to keep your appetite.
Oh, so I was like in third grade or something. I don't know, talking about horror movies, even though I hate them. And there was a Friday the 13th. No, Nightmare on Elm Street. There was a Nightmare on Elm Street movie where the teenager or whatever, one of the protagonists of the film, laid down in their waterbed, and then Freddy came up from underneath the waterbed and like slashed the person and brought them down into the waterbed, like into Freddy's world, like into Freddy's nightmare world. And my cousins were 8 and 9 years, well, they still are 8 and 9 years older than me. So they were like 16 and 17 or something. And I was like 8, and I watched that. And I will tell you that I literally slept on the floor next to my bed for, I don't know how long it was, but a while. Like my mom would come in and like tuck me in. I'd grab my stuffed animal. And then as soon as I knew that she left, I would, I'd get out of the bed and I'd lay on the floor. I was like, I'm not going to have Freddy come and get me from the nightmare world and jump up and bring me in, even though my bed wasn't a water bed. But yeah, all those stupid movies. That one messed me up for a long time. I feel like it was quite a while
Fly
before
Eli 4632 says that was the first movie of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Was that was the first one? Ugh. I definitely watched it with my cousins. It's not like me and my 8-year-old friends went and grabbed it. I didn't get it at the movie rental store. Be kind, rewind. They were watching, I think, with some of their friends, and they let me do it. And I thought it was cool. I was like, I'm cool. I'm watching an R-rated movie with my older cousins. And then I slept on the floor with my stuffed animals for the next few months. So that didn't work out well. I think there's a reason they put those ratings on those things. Little kid brain can't handle that stuff. That's interesting. That was the first one. Remember how you used to have to get movies? I'm sure a lot of my audience does not. But we used to have to go.
Says, how are you, Riri?
We used to have to go to the movie rental store.
says, I don't watch any of those scary movies. My wife loves them, and then wakes up every night with nightmares.
Right? Yeah, it serves you right.
Fisherman 27 says, I like watching cryptid hunting vids.
I don't know what that is. But we used to go to Blockbuster or Hollywood
At
Video.
Sarahcam 7808 says, hate anything horror related.
Me too.
Adam Argos 2828 says, hey Pete, what is your favorite movie?
What up, Mr. Goes? I feel like, and it's not the greatest, well, I guess the third Lord of the Rings what was it, Return of the King. I thought that was pretty spectacular. And that was one of the last movies that I saw with like some vision, like I knew what was going on. I'm sure I missed a lot of it, but I thought that was pretty spectacular. But I always really liked Troy. And I feel like that was not a lot of people like that. I just thought that was an awesome movie. I appreciated what Brad Pitt did to play the role of Achilles. Once he got the role, he took a year, at least a year, and he learned not just to fight the Hector character that he was fighting. So it's the story of the Trojan horse in Troy, Hector versus Achilles. And the guy that played Hector, he fought like a warrior, precision motion, stabbing, thrusting, blocking. And what Brad Pitt did over the year that he prepared for that role is he studied dance, a lot of dance moves and fighting, of course. But when you watched him, and again, I had enough vision at the time when that came out, during the battle scenes, everybody was fighting like you would expect, Spartan and Trojan warriors to fight. And there was Achilles just kind of fluidly moving through the battlefield. And it was, because he was half god. His mother was a god and his father was a mortal, was a space mortal. And the way he flowed through the battlefield and the way he moved, it was really interesting. And it was a choice, the way that he studied and the way that he played the character. And I loved in the very beginning scene, he's challenged. Instead of having these two armies fight each other, tons of slaughter on both sides, a lot of men would die. Agamemnon nominated Achilles to fight on behalf of all the warriors, and it was going to be him versus one other guy, and the other guy was massive, huge dude. I don't know what actor played him, like he was just a giant dude, like chiseled, huge, giant person. And this little boy is sent to go get Achilles. And he finds him in a tent, and of course he's half naked, mostly naked in the tent with these two beautiful women. And he has to wake him up, and he tells him who he's going to be fighting. And little boy says to Achilles, he goes, "You're going to be fighting," and it says the name of the guy, I can't remember, because he's like, "I wouldn't want to fight him. He's huge." And Achilles, as he's putting on his bucklers and his little bit of armor that he wore, and he goes, "And that's why no one will remember your name." He was all about just like doing things for his legacy. But I don't know. I liked the story. It ended up being kind of slow in the middle when Achilles was being a bit of a wuss and sitting out the war. And there's a long period of time when he's sitting out the war. But I like the story of it. The face that launched 1,000 ships. That's Helen of Troy. I did enjoy that movie. And, there's a lot of dialogue along with the action scenes and stuff. So I totally enjoyed that. Long answer to a simple question. Thank you for coming over and hanging out with me tonight. Do-do-do-do. I don't know what that noise is. I think there's extra noises that are going on here.
Adam Argos 2828 says you would like the new Odyssey movie hair.
I wish I...
The Glint husband says, look at that, guys. Now you just learned a bunch of Greek mythology for all of those that don't know.
Yeah, now you've learned
Blind
all about
Surfer
Achilles.
PG sidekick says Dead Alive, 1992. Also known as Braindia. Don't watch this if you have fancy working eyes.
I feel like I would like...
Noinako says, how's your day?
The Odyssey movie. My day's good. How's your day?
Ringer 4978 says, good night, sweet Sarah. Good night, Chris.
Sweet
Peace
Sarah.
and love.
Good night, Chris.
Saracom 7808 says, I can't bring myself to watch the new Odyssey movie, so historically inaccurate.
Oh, I've heard that they took some pretty serious liberties with the story there. But I guess Odysseus does he spend his 7 years on the island with the nymph, just kind of having his adult playtime with her? Is that part of it? I feel like it's probably going to be a pretty entertaining movie. I'm going to have to wait until it comes out on home theater and they have the audio description. So I don't know, maybe 2 years from now when Banana goes on vacation, I'm hanging out with you guys, I will order up some Chinese food and then watch the Odyssey with the audio description. I feel like that'll be pretty cool. What was someone else was talking about? Greatest use of a song in a movie. I mean, there's so many, but there's always two that stick in my head. In the Star Trek movie where who played Kirk in the recent Star Trek movies, whatever it is, when they figure out that they can blow up the enemy ships by playing the Beastie Boys Sabotage. That's pretty fantastic. And there's an old Nick Cage movie called Drive Angry, which was just a terrible movie. Like, it wasn't good. It was like guilty pleasure, bad watching. And there's this one scene where like a bad guy gets a hold of a truck with nitrogen in it, and he just comes driving it up over this hill, and you start hearing, I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am. I'm here to do whatever I can. It was a Casey and the Sunshine Band. It was so out of place and so weird. And the guy driving the truck, he's like bopping the Casey and the Sunshine Band. The movie was so bad and so cheesy to begin with. And then that song started to play. I'm like, that's
leave a message for
hilarious.
Pete to be played on his next show.
Hey, it's my robot talking
Pete
to me.
Gustin says, welcome to chat.
All right, my own robot. It's true. My text-to-speech may read your message, just like right then. But I thought that was a fantastic use of a song in a movie.
Figlin Husband says, did you know what a movie theater you can ask for headphones and then hear the audio description track yourself?
I know. But like,
says at Pete Gustin, welcome to chat. Pete's text-to-speech may read your messages out loud, so feel free to chat. You can also call 760-517-6844 to leave a message for Pete to be played on his next show.
What my robot just said. I know, you can go.
Pepper says hi.
Hi.
Blind Surfer PG Sidekick says, talking about weird movies. Watch Attack of the Killer. Tomatoes.
Oh, I don't think I ever saw that, but that's old. That's like a 70s movie, isn't it? And I know that they have, if you go to the theaters, you can ask for the stupid headphones. It drives me nuts that if you want to do the audio description at the theaters, they literally give you like these like headphones from like the 70s, like, thunk, here you go. And then I guess I shouldn't care what other people are thinking of me. And it's not so much that, but you're literally like in your own world. And I know you're not supposed to talk during a movie either, but you're just sitting there in your own world. You can't communicate with the person next to you. You got the big stupid headphones on. I think, I'll tell you something.
Lola Topors just cheered 200 bits. Your robot doesn't go in one of the YouTube chats, so I copy and paste it when it pops up in the other two chats.
Oh, I mean, well, that's cool, but you don't have to go through all that. It sounds like a pain in the ass. I wonder why, because I'm broadcasting on YouTube horizontal and vertical, for all those people like, there's two people in your chat. That's because I'm on a bunch of platforms, but it probably goes in the horizontal and not the vertical. You don't have to do that every time if you don't want to, if that's a pain in the ass, copying and pasting and going across platforms. I have, tried to reach out to the people from AMC, and I'm like, you guys have the technology. Like a lot of people have portable earbuds these days. Like I have AirPods in my pocket. If I could just go into the theater and throw in one AirPod and then have the audio description come up in one single AirPod, just log into the theater's Bluetooth, like that would be fantastic, as opposed to them giving me the stupid headphones on the RF frequency where you just look like this weird, like, why is that guy sitting there with a giant set of headphones and an antenna on him? Just kind of isn't my thing. That's not what I'm looking to do when I go to the theater. So yeah, I think I'll wait until Odyssey comes out on home theater, and then I can get the
Blind
the
Surfer
audio
PG
description.
Sidekick says Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, 1978, holds a 27% score on Rotten Tomatoes and April 6, 2010 on IMDb. Critics panned its low budget and slapstick humor, but its absurd premise turned it into a famous cult classic that was intentionally made to be ridiculous.
Okay, good to know.
Edwin Fisherman 27 says, I plan on going to watch the new Spider-Man movie.
What's is it Homecoming? No, what is the new one? I don't even know what the new one is. I haven't seen a Spider-Man movie since when I had a little bit of vision. I saw the one where Willem Dafoe played the Green Goblin, and I thought, oh God, that guy is the only famous person. Willem Dafoe.
He says, I'd never though of blind people going to the movies.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most enjoyable experience.
Says, ask for the headphones and be proud of your antenna.
I think that's what Pete Gustin's robot on Twitch looks like. He probably looks like he's wearing the headphones that you get at the theaters.
7808 says, did your shoulder get better from last weekend? At
So-
Huggins J8K says, oh yeah, all those shows I mentioned to you before, all those shows I watched as a kid, search as PJ Masks, released in 2015.
Okay.
Crispy 100.
Yeah, I mean, 2015, I wasn't seeing so hot back then, but so my shoulder it's not going to be better. It's never going to get better because I have structural damage in there. But I will say, and this is kind of an interesting thing, if I can detour myself to do Pete's Medical Minute for a moment. I saw specialists, numbers of them. I had imaging done on my shoulder, and no one can figure out what was going on in there. And I had PRP, plasma replacement, whatever platelet replacement, or whatever, the thing that was supposed to help out. I've had a bunch of visits and a bunch of stuff done, and one dude sent me home with Voltaren gel a while ago. This is an upper arm extremity specialist. And he said, put this on your shoulder. I said, okay. So I put it on my shoulder, like once a day, maybe like when it was hurting. And it wasn't really doing much for me. Finally, I've been in so much pain, honestly, like just sitting here, well, some nights when I was talking to you guys, like keeping my arm up here was so painful, and let alone surfing was absolutely, it was starting to be excruciating, that I was having a conversation with my chat GPT. And I was like, what about these peptides? And, it's not going to help for structural issues. And I'm telling him about my issues and how it hurts and when it hurts and all the symptoms and everything. And I happened to mention to ChatGPT, as I'm having the voice conversation with it, that I'd been sent home with some Voltaren gel. And he goes, well, if you're using it 3 to 4 times a day every day and you're still not getting any relief from the inflammation, then you might want to have an appointment with the doctor. And I was like, wait, what? Because my doctor just told me to use it, told me to like put it on. And I guess he expected that I was going to read the directions, even though I can't see. And he knew that. He knew I was blind. So I was only using the Voltaren gel, kind of like if I have a headache, I would take some ibuprofen or a Tylenol or something. Like I didn't feel like I needed to put the Voltaren gel on 3 to 4 times a day. But I finally, after the prodding from ChatGPT, who's obviously not supposed to be a doctor and gives you a million disclaimers, and you're not supposed to use it in that way, but I did use it in that way because it told me to start using it multiple times a day. And literally after the first day, I started feeling some relief from the constant agonizing pain in my shoulder. I mean, it was constant to the point that I'd wake up thinking about it, be working all day thinking about it, like, this thing hurts. And I know there's damage in there, but apparently there was also a boatload of inflammation that I basically have started to take care of. Now, it's never going to be right. My shoulder's never going to be right. I'll probably just still be able to surf 1 or 2 days a week and then have to rehab it. But at least the constant pain is going away. Like, thank God. I was to the point I was like, oh, I just want to get like replaced at this point because the thing was hurting so bad. But yeah, I finally, the Chat GPT told me how to use the Voltaren gel. I was like, oh, that's a lot better. I mean, still, like, even doing that, just like kind of, it hurts. But it's just that constant, deep, nagging pain is gone. Thank God, is what I was trying to say. Hey, what was that? There's some little voice that
Devlin Desmond said if you want to talk about trending events as they happen.
Saracom 7808 says glad the gel helped.
Yeah.
At Brody Huggins J8K says, did you know there was a PJ Masks live show? And on top of that, Luna Girl, one of the villains, breaks the fourth wall and is a face character performer.
Sounds like you're
Blind
really
Surfer
into these
PG
shows.
Sidekick says Puberty Love is a song in the movie It Gloriously Awful. It's so bad that it actually becomes the military secret weapon to shrink and destroy the killer tomatoes at the end of the movie.
Nah, you guys are talking about some bad movies.
At VR1086 says, yo Pete, what's your favorite dinner?
Ribs. I feel like I should come up with a different answer because I say ribs. Last night Banana made some hot dogs. Nothing wrong with some good hot dogs. So she made hot dogs. Oh, I feel like Banana, spake of the devil. Sounds like Banana may have just come home with her two nieces. Oh yeah, she made hot dogs last night. Just ballpark ones.
Midland Hispin says, please stop talking about this movie. Your messages are way too long.
They are kind of long. Brioche buns, ballpark hot dogs. Though I kind of like the Hebrew National. They're really salty. And then you add on some. Sorry, the dogs are kind of just a little distracting.
Saracom 7808 says, say hi to Banana for us.
I think it's her.
At Alpha Nunes 5172 says hello.
Hello. So she put baked beans. They were bacon baked beans on my hot dogs. And then there was some mustard and some relish. And I got to say, especially like at the end of a nice hot summer day, like she grilled them up and then she grilled the buns as well. And just kind of like set up a couple of hot dogs on the picnic table outside by the pool.
J8K says, have you ever experienced gallstones? Because for me right now, I'm 19. And it's not fun. Only 2% of teens have this. And I'm for it.
I was going to say, like, that's not supposed to be it.
Saracom 7808 says, please give our love to Banana and your guests.
I will if they decide to come up here. I mean, Skylar's screaming at somebody. I don't know who it is. So always a friendly greeting when you come to the house. Well, I mean, it's cute. She's adorable. You got this tiny little 9.5-pound dog jumping up. That's Skylar wanting to be picked up.
At Brody Huggins J8K says, I am unfortunately one of the 2% of teens that has gallstones.
Yeah, that's crazy having to deal with that at the age of 19. I don't think that's a lot of fun. I've heard that I think it was one of those. I got the information on Neil deGrasse Tyson TikTok, so it may or may not have been real. But he said that like physiologically, gallstones are the most painful thing that a person could deal with, and I think they said it was even worse than giving birth. Now, I don't know how you compare those two things. I guess you could ask a woman who's done one and had the other. So I suppose it's possible. But God love you for having to deal with that, because one way or another, even if the Neil deGrasse Tyson TikTok wasn't 100% correct, it is apparently extraordinarily painful. So I wish you the best of luck with that. I'm trying to listen here if there's...
Saracom 7808 says I've had a medicated childbirth and gallstones were worse.
Medicated gallstones were worse. All right. There you go. Now you've heard it. Gallstones are worse. So sorry. Is that Brody? I forget. I think it's Brody. Yeah, you don't have anything awesome to look forward to. That sounds like it kind of sucks. Sorry about that. All right, Banana did come home. She might be popping her head up here and being like, we have dinner plans. Because these guests, we have guests that flew in from the East Coast, and this is their first night here. And so I wonder if they're on East Coast time. They're going to be like, it's getting late. You know, I've noticed...
111 says I quit. No clue how much works.
What did you quit? I feel like I definitely did not get that whole message. I'm sorry. Sorry you quit. I also...
The Glint husband says that sounds really good.
Wait, I feel like...
Blind
the
Surfer
hot dogs.
PG Sidekick says we're going to.
I feel like things are coming at me mildly out of order.
Lalatwipa says I lived with gallstones for 4 years because doctors told me I was too young for them. It finally almost killed me, so they took out my gallbladder.
Oh, lovely. You had some...
27 says this may be niche, but does anybody else like getting super cold before they climb into bed?
No.
Blind Surfer PG Sidekick says I used to know someone who liked hot dogs, but he liked to peel them first.
Ew.
Crispy 111 says no clue how Twitch works. I don't know why I didn't read out the message.
Well, the messages don't always get read out loud. Not every message that you guys write is going to get read out loud. That's not the fault of Twitch.
The Glint husband says yes. Our house is set to 68 degrees Fahrenheit at night.
That's me pressing the button or not pressing the button.
You haven't been listening to me.
I've had a couple
Fisherman
people.
27 says you know that the casing of hots is just pig intestine, right?
Is that true? Is it still pig intestines or is it something else?
You know about the weirdest stuff, Heather. At Ryberry says test.
What's up, Ryberry? There you go. Your test worked. You could have used your message to say something more useful that I could have heard. And you used it on test. But your test was successful. Yeah, I do feel like some people have come over to Twitch and they're like, the messages aren't getting read out loud. And again,
Brody Huggins J8K says, oh yeah, when Luna Girl breaks the fourth wall, she doesn't just do it on stage.
Not every message is going to get read out loud. Like that, Brody's talking about that movie that he saw that I never saw. So I quieted that. I hear Banana outside. Should I yell to Banana? Banana? Yeah. What's going on? I'm alive. Why would I be dead? Oh, yes, I'm live. Yes, I am live. I thought you thought I wouldn't have made it while you were gone. All right. She says, you got this. I do. I'm surviving. I'm surviving and I'm alive. It occurred to me the other day, well, like every day, like I'm always meeting new people is like kind of petrifying for me. Like encountering the people that don't know me. We had someone coming over here. It was someone I kind of knew and someone I didn't know at all. And I always like when I'm going into a new situation, and I always get nervous. Like, do they know I'm blind? Like, are we gonna have an awkward, weird situation? And so the guy came over and he's like, "What's up, Pete?" And he was in my house, and I was able to. Hold on, I'm never gonna get through the story because I got people just outside the door. I'll wait until they disappear. Hold on one second. Banana? No, she's gone. All right, sorry. It's very difficult to try and focus when I have 18 other voices going on all at once. So
Crispy 111 says, what in the world is Lola La Paz? Is there a button for that? I can't see, so I'm not totally sure, and they're not button that does anything like that. The Blind husband says she's my French and Scottish blonde wife and loves the cold like a little polar bear.
Oh,
Jessa Joystick says, to be fair, a lot of men would perish without their wives.
Well, yeah. But I can handle it. I can sit in one spot and talk to you guys without help. I can handle that much. I got all the equipment on.
7808 says, I'm a tropical girl, so I like the heat.
Yeah, well, yeah, I like being warm. I definitely don't like being cold. I don't like being cold, and I'm always cold. So what I was saying was, a lot of times when I'm like gonna have to meet someone new, I get so nervous. Like, is it gonna be awkward? Is it gonna be weird? Are they gonna understand that? Like, even when I feel like even people were like warned, like, you know, hey, this. Oh, hold on a second. What? Were you calling me? I was calling to see if you were walking away because I was trying to focus and I just heard a million voices and couldn't focus. I was gonna tell you to close the door if you're gonna stand there. Okay. Bye. All right. Keep trying to get through this story. I get nervous, like when people like, I feel like they say, "Oh, he's blind," and I don't think people know what to. Here's the thing that they do that's like the exact opposite that I want. Like the guy came over and he knew I was blind. He's like, "Oh, what's up, Pete?" And I knew like generally in the general vicinity where he was, and so I preemptively stuck out my fist. I'm like, hoping for a fist bump, and sure enough, he finds me. Thunk, we do the knucks, and then he's introducing me to his girlfriend. Now she's never met me before. Thank you for the follow. He's introduced me to his girlfriend, and we'd never met before. And I think he probably told her, we're going to this guy's house. He's blind, but he didn't give her any other information. And everybody's first instinct is to be quiet. I don't know why. Everybody's first instinct when they're around a blind person is to shut up and be quiet. And it's the exact opposite thing that I want. And he's like, and this is my girlfriend. He says her name. Silence. Dead silence. And now I don't want to do knucks to this guy's girlfriend because that feels a little bizarre and weird. And then what am I supposed to do? Like, what's less weird? Should I throw out my arms and be like, hey, come over here and hug me? And she, I'm waiting. I'm like, please say something, something. And I don't know why that's people's instinct to get quiet around a blind person. Maybe they think that if everybody gets real quiet, then I could hone in on the sound of their breathing and know exactly where they are. I would prefer that they just say, hi. Give me some indication as to where you are. So I just took a wild guess and threw my hand out and I said, nice to meet you. And I don't know if she had to walk around 3 feet or spin in a circle or how. Eventually she found me and shook my hand. But yeah, that is 100%. I'm telling you, 100% of the time when I meet someone new, I get introduced to them and there's just this dead silence. It's like, oh, let's wait for the blind guy to make the move first. We'll take his lead. I'm like, no, man, just say.
The blind husband says my favorite phrase in the English language is my wife. Those 2 words, I like seeing them.
I am probably going to want to go and say hi to our guests so I'm not a complete weirdo.
Lalatwapa says that's cute.
What time is it? How long have I been here? It is 7:15. That's a little shorter than usual. I can stick around for a few more minutes. Chat seems to have got oddly quiet. But I can stick around with you guys for a little while.
7808 says, go please hang out with your wife and guess.
Well, I think Banana just got in the shower, so I think they're all clean. They were at the beach, so I think everybody's
Fisherman 27 says, if you let a blind guy take the lead, you'll end up either in a ditch or running into a wall.
Exactly. I think everybody's cleaning up from there. It's what you do when you come over from the East Coast and you head to San Diego. What's the first thing you do? You go down to the beach.
Blind husband says, don't worry, we will see you in the morning.
I know I'm going to be back bright and early in the morning. My 5:55 a.m. wake-up call will have me back on the air with
Huggins
you guys.
J8K says, I've been dealing with gallstones since March. Happened on March 13th. I've been dealing with this since I was around 18 years old. Thankfully, I take some meds that do get rid of them over time.
Well, that's good.
Saracom 7808 says, we will see you in the morning. Have a great evening, Pete and everyone else.
I feel like you're kicking me out.
At Bobby Butcher OG93 says, I'm also visually impaired. I usually say fist bump and hope they don't leave me hanging, LOL.
Fist bump. You just
At
yell it.
250 says, I don't like to kiss on the cheeks when I greet people.
Ooh, yeah.
At Jenny says, unless your guests keep you up all night.
Bobby Butcher. Butcher was the name of the dude that looked like
The blind husband says, people
Wolverine
before internet fans.
In The Boys. Did anybody see The Boys? I heard it. I listened to that whole show. It was pretty entertaining.
At Jenny says, I can't wait to hear about what they think about your voice workout in the morning.
And Banana told me that the guy that played Butcher looked a lot like Wolverine. So that's what I pictured in my head every time. So they're East Coast people. I wonder if they're going to be. So I'll wake up tomorrow at 5:55. I'll roll in here.
Lolatopause just cheered 200 bits. If you give me a 2-minute heads up, I can raid Twitch out to another channel.
Oh, you can do that? Is that because you're a lead mod? Every time I go to raid Twitch. Wait, how does that work? How do you have so much power? How do you have so much power in this channel?
Lalatwapa says yes.
Okay. Hold on, I want to see if I can do it. If I go 657 emails, ugh, that's a lot to get through. Well, I'm going into Twitch. I'm going to my profile, going to my settings, going to my creator dashboard, analytics, no, content, home. Oh, wait, no,
Nesverison says, I've been watching your videos for years. I've always been impressed by your surfing. I just learned how to and it was amazing. I also never realized how difficult it was.
It is surfing is very,
says, yeah,
very, very
it was
difficult.
sad yesterday he didn't hear that message at the end of the show.
Hold on, how do I... Stream manager. That's where I'm going to go to. Now I'm in my stream manager.
Zeglin Fisherman 27 says OMG. He's actually looking at the phone. There's no way he's blind.
Okay, I'll stop looking
says you
at
have to
it.
type /raid and then the channel you want to raid.
Well, there's a thing for, I do look at the phone. I've covered this before. Like I look, like, why am I going to do it? Like my hand is, I want my hand in front of my face. Like if you want me to do the phone like this, I'll do the phone like this. So raid a channel. There we go. Does this make you guys happy there? I'm not looking at the phone at all. There's an image.
Fisherman 27 says I hope you know I'm kidding.
There's a illustration of a black and white lantern.
No raidable channels available for your channel.
And there's no raidable channels available for my channel.
Robot says welcome. Pete hears your messages through text to speech when
Shut
he
up,
triggers
robot.
the chat lady. To get your message heard, immediately send a super chat on YT of $3 or more. On Twitch, send 200.
So I wanted to raid.
Image, an illustration of a black and white lantern.
It says there's an illustration of a black and white lantern. It sounds very exciting, but there's nobody to raid. Does that mean? I think it means I don't follow anybody. I need to be a better part of the Twitch community. We didn't get one follower tonight on Twitch. Oh,
Chops12 just followed.
that was YouTube. Wait, I forget which one that was. No, that was Twitch. That was super weird. That was super weird timing. I literally was in the middle of saying nobody followed on Twitch, and then somebody followed on Twitch. So thank you. That's one. We got one. I used to push it more often. Then I felt like I was offending all the people on the other platforms, but it would be great if everybody came on over and decided to be a part of this big, fun, twitchy community. It makes my life a lot easier. The whole platform makes my life as a blind content creator a lot easier because of all the text-to-speech stuff. Like, just like that, when that person followed, I got to hear their username. And all the fun redemptions that you guys get to do, and the fun emotes that you get to take part in, all that good stuff. Did I put the chat back up? I can not. This one quit on me a long time ago.
says, do you remember me from the very early comments?
I don't specifically, Chop Sir. I'm sorry. But I'm sure that we had a good conversation. We learned a lot from each other. We enjoyed each other's company.
Chopster12 says on YouTube.
Well, we're doing it again. Now you're back. Now you're back, and I'm hearing your messages. So it's like a reunion. Reunited, and it feels so good. That's it. That's all you had to say. Was
Chopster12 says, "Ha, yeah."
The very first lives I did were just on YouTube. I did a couple of vertical ones.
20 in here, whoop whoop.
20's pretty decent on Twitch. I'd like to up that a little bit. I wish one day everybody that's watching on all the platforms would just come on over there for a second. I have a good rapport with the people from Twitch. They've been helping me out. There's only so much they can do when I have little
Jenny
numbers
says you will
like
get
this.
the
I hope
Chopster12
so.
says, can you do an impression for Transformers?
No, I cannot.
Jenny says there.
There.
Brody Huggins
You can
JAK
get
says, are you familiar
there.
with the Guitar Hero Aerosmith? Michael N. Wayand says, it's my girlfriend's birthday today. Her name is Chada. Thiblin Husband says,
Crispy111 just cheered 200 bits. Please work if this does not work. I have no clue. I'd probably need someone to help me in person. Cross my fingers.
You totally did it. Crispy or crispy, however you want to say it. You did it. You just, you did the 200 bits. That was kind of funny hearing the robot. The robot's begging. It's like, please work. I want this to work. Someone will have to help me. Cross your fingers. That is how you make the bits work over on Twitch. It's a few cents cheaper when you want to get your message read out loud on Twitch, and you do for free just by watching. You get to accumulate those channel points. Where I think it was LT made me have some snacks this evening, and I got to eat the tropical flavored Sour Patch Kids, which are absolutely delicious. And we had another successful version of or another successful episode of Robot Lady Activate, or whatever the hell that I called it. But it was the Robot Lady talking for just 90 seconds. And there was one person that said something. They just said, I think, snarf. That's what it was. Everybody's trying to think of something funny that they could say that the robot would make me laugh. And then out of nowhere, some random person
says I farted.
Oh, there you
Fisherman
go.
27 says good night. Pete Lola,
Hope you're
blind
enjoying
husband. ABC Jenny, God bless. Have a good
Everybody
night.
taking off. Jeez, everybody's taking off on me. But the person like randomly just went like snarf, and that one made me giggle for some reason. Just because it seems so random and so weird. And to the person that just farted, like, I hope you're alone. If you're not, I hope you have a dog in the room with you that you can blame on it. But you did just kind of out yourself.
Good night, see you soon.
By telling all of us, geez, everybody's taking off. Bye, everybody. I was going to hang out for a few more minutes while everybody took a shower and got the beach off of them.
Chopser12 says it's the how can I see if I'm blind video.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, that's what the heck is that one? I put it out like 2 weeks ago.
At Brody Huggins JAK says, can you try doing an impression of Time Cruise? At Jenny says, not me.
Time Cruise. I don't know. I don't know who Time Cruise is.
Lalatwipa says everyone is saying goodbye to fishermen.
Oh,
Chopser12 says yeah. Siglin husband says bye fisherman from me as well.
Bye fisherman.
Jenny says we always stay until the end.
Well, that's
Jessica
nice.
Joystick
You were here.
Says still here.
You were here in the very beginning. ABC Jenny and Blind Husband. You guys, as I'm like setting up, I turn on the text to speech lady. I turn on the chat
says,
lady.
did you like that?
And I hear the first few people that are showing up. It's always kind of fun to know that people are there waiting.
Crispy 111 just cheered 200 bits.
Now you're a pro.
Thank God. I was going crazy. Let's go. Yes, this is Crispy from YouTube.
Crispy.
I'm so happy now.
I knew it was Crispy. I knew it had to be Crispy. The way that I love the British robot. My ChatGPT voice is a British voice. I like it. I like the accent. I like hearing it. And I like this robot voice over here on Twitch. But damn, he cannot say usernames. Crispy. They're like, obviously it's not Crispy. It's Crispy. And then the other user, just realized the whole night I've had my head like tilted to one side. It's because I know that my microphone is over here somewhere, and I'm kind of like tilting my head over to it. There's another user. Their name is Doing It Blind, and the robot voice says doing it blind. I think like doink says all the usernames wrong, but in a very entertaining way. So thank you, Crispy, for making the switch, coming on over, utilizing the bits, figuring it out, making it work, and all that good stuff. There, we all accomplished some amazing technical feats tonight. I got the robot lady working. You made the switch to Twitch. You made the bits work. You made the British guy talk to me. Look at that. We all accomplished some things tonight. And I do feel like...
Chopser12 says, I want to ask you a very important question.
You don't get to.
Lola Tupors just cheered 200 bits.
Does Lola cut you
The
off?
best unboxing reaction you ever had, in my opinion, was when someone gave you a fart machine.
It was so stupid. It was this dumb. It struck me as how like ridiculously dumb it was. It was a little credit card sized fart machine. And God, I feel like you must have seen all the videos. That was a while ago. I think I'm up to like 140 unboxings right now. And I pressed the button. I don't know. I kind of assumed it was going to make like I had a little sound effects machine when I was a kid. It made like laser noises and radar noises and fun stuff like that. And I was just kind of expecting like a fun little. Instead, I pressed the button and just went. And I do film those at a very, very early morning hour, way before breakfast, way before I'm awake. I just walk in and start filming those things because I want to get through an unboxing before I get interrupted with a bunch of voiceovers, like, because it's hard to get back into the flow. And then I'm always afraid that people are gonna be like, there's an edit, there's a weird edit, he must have walked out of the room and asked somebody. So I try and film them all in one shot, and I do spend like 30-40 minutes with each item, really giving it a good feel, spinning it around, giving different angles to the camera, trying to come up with some guesses, whether they be entertaining or accurate. And I spend a lot of time with them. And I was like in a serious mode with that one. I was like holding the stupid thing. I'm like, what is this thing gonna be? And I press it and it just like
The blind person leave the plunger in the toilet.
I mean, there's out of all the unboxings I've done, I hope I've had a fair amount of good reactions to them. Bunch of bad food.
Says LOL. I love when people do that. It's funny.
There's like tons of bad food that I've eaten, some good food.
Relatwipa says don't forget to put together a breakfast snack bin.
I should do that. That would make more sense than eating candy in the morning. But like, what am I going to put in the breakfast snack bin? I'm going to put like a granola bar and a made good bar and like a cup of yogurt or something. People are going to be like, that's a boring taste test. I think the international candy and sweets and treats are a little more fun. I mean, there's no rule that says I have to eat the entire bag. I mean, having a couple jelly beans or M&Ms in the morning isn't the worst thing in the world, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know what would make a good breakfast.
Chopser12 says,
bin.
What's the worst thing to do to a blind person? Leave the plunger in the toilet.
In the toilet, yeah, that's hilarious.
The Glint husband says frosted flakes and more milk. I'm going back to that.
A super chat.
At LBK5953 tip $10 through super chat.
Thanks, LBK.
Thanks for getting back to me earlier on the Blind Penguin Frothing Soap Company post.
Well, I forget exactly what I wrote to you, but thank you for doing something on your username is highly familiar. I feel like you're in the comment section every single day, and I appreciate that. I was trying to be active in the blind penguin post today. And man, I thought that was a good video I posted with the penguin pooping on me today. And I know blind husband's going to make fun of me. He's going to be like, every day you say that you post the worst video, but I think I posted the worst video today. Because what's better than penguin poop? 2.4 thousand views. Like come on, man. That's not good. Like that's a hold on, I'm trying to go to comment. Let's see if I can find LBK's comment. That's Bob, Honeybee, CHC, Positive Kitten, Margarita Mitchell, David Boy, Kimbo. Hey, what'd Kimbo have to say? She was hoping I'd clap my hands together to make it snow with all the soap I had in my hands. Oh, there's LBK.
9 hours ago, I can confirm that the frothing hand soap is awesome. I bought one of the mystery boxes and then having fun with them. I have gotten my family and on it trying to think and figure out what the smell is so far. I'm 1 for 1 on I'm guessing love them.
There we go. I do remember that. Yeah, okay. So LBK said that they got it, and they are 1 for 1 on trying to guess what they are. I knew that was in there somewhere, so thank you. Thank you for ordering the box at blindpenguin.com. Here, I'll play the ad for you one more time because I like it so much and because it's such a good ad. And I will, before I post this anywhere, I'm going to fix the audio so that my voice is a little louder or the music is a little quieter. But this is a trailer of the, like a hardcore series trailer.
You stink. Nobody likes you. But now, one penguin is about to change everything. Blind Penguin Frothing Hand Soap. It's a game that everyone will want to play. Deal to reveal.
At the very end, I say, it's a game that everyone will want to play. I did notice the music got a little out of hand there, got a little bit loud towards the end of that one. So I'll fix that up. Maybe post it as there's another one I want to make too. I might post the two of them as a short together and be like, which ones do you guys like? As long as you don't get mad at me, be like, you're posting commercials as shorts, but they're commercials for my business.
Siglin Husband says that is the best commercial ever.
I'm glad that you like that. I'm glad I played it for you guys first, so you pointed out to me that
12 says, I bet you hate blind jokes because you never see them coming.
It's another good one. You're hilarious tonight. What should I have for dinner tonight? What do you think? Do you think we're going to go out? Do you think we're going to barbecue here? I don't know what the plan is.
12 says ha.
Ha.
Chopser 12 says thanks.
It is 7:30. I made it. I made it to 7:30. Did the 2-hour show last night. 2 hours seems. 2 hours
12
seems
says
like.
all thanks to Gemini.
Google Gemini is coming up with blind guy jokes for you. Good job, Google Gemini. Thanks for being a traitor, Google Gemini. I thought we were friends. All right, I do think I should go. They're probably going to be getting out of the shower.
Adman Dibakins says little fuzzy green critters like to nibble on your earlobes while you are thinking about taking out belly button lint.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Chopser 12 says yeah.
That definitely happens. Little
Chopser
green
12
fuzzy
says thanks
critters.
for the shout out.
I don't know why they like my earlobes so much, but I definitely have delicious earlobes, and the fuzzy green critters are always taking little bites. So, that's a thing. Well, yeah, I'm going to be up bright and early
husband says bye, Sarah. Bye, Lola.
with you guys tomorrow morning. I'll be up very early doing the show, and then I'll be doing my vocal warm-ups, and we'll see what the visitors think about hearing me go la 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 first thing in the morning. But thank you to everybody who joined tonight. If anybody wants to do a last-minute follow over on Twitch, you can do it any time of the day or night. Hit me up there, Twitch, @PeteGustin. Follow me on any platform if you'd like. I appreciate it. I love having eyes on this stuff. There's a nice eye joke for you, because I don't have any of my own. But yeah, @PeteGustin on Twitch, Blind Surfer on YouTube, and wherever else you're on social media, I'm probably there as well, sharing my endless amounts of stories. But I don't do it unless you guys watch them. So thanks for making it all happen. Thanks for letting me share. Helps me not be depressed, honestly. Thanks, everybody. You guys have a good night. I'll put the chat on for a second as I head over and turn the stream off. I'll talk to you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Says have a good day. Lalatwapa says we are rating a talented musician. Nandibakins says your loved man good night. Yellow 77,769 says cool videos by the way. Daniel Livingston Z9Q says yo bye. Figlin husband says see you in the morning. Jenny says oh nice.